Good morning. The age of exponential growth in Loudoun's commercial sector is coming to an end, and Loudoun Economic Development Executive Director Buddy Reiser says 2026 is going to be an important year in that change. For Tuesday, November 4th, it's your Loudoun Now Morning Minute. Head to Dodona Manor this Veterans Day for the 21st Annual Veterans Day celebration with the George C. Marshall International Center, the town of Leesburg, and Loudoun County. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with free tours of Dodona Manor, free coffee from Simply Bee, and free cookies from Mom's Apple Pie. At 11 a.m., a keynote address by ID.me founder and CEO Blake Hall. And at noon, free barbecue from Mission Barbecue and live music by Melissa Quinn Fox. Rain or shine, free parking and shuttle service by Cartwheels. Check out georgecmarshall.org/events. Thanks for being with us. I'm Ren Screen. You can use the county government's tax base to get an idea about the change in Loudoun County's economy over the past couple of decades. 2 decades ago, commercial taxes made up less than 20% of the county government's tax base. Today, it's more than half of the county's local tax revenues, largely driven by, say it with me, data centers. But public support for building more data centers in Loudoun is getting harder and harder to find, and changes in the market for commercial real estate, especially the ones we saw coming out of the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, mean there's less demand for commercial office space these days. One guy is typically given a lot of the credit for Loudoun's business growth, Buddy Reiser, the executive director of Loudoun Economic Development. At a forum hosted by the Loudoun Chamber of Commerce last month, he said the next phase of Loudoun's economic development is going to present some challenges, but also some opportunities. Going ahead, he said the focus will be on growing existing businesses, attracting new businesses, and accelerating development around Loudoun's metro stops. He said that will come down in large part to making sure there are spaces for those businesses to move into and enough workers for them to hire.
We see that Loudoun has the consistently lower unemployment rate than the rest of the Commonwealth, the rest of the Northern Virginia area, and the rest of the USF. On this, we really are focused, right? We're focused on these jobs where innovation, investment, and job creation go hand in hand. That is something that we want to make sure that we continue to do.
Part of that, of course, is making sure those workers have their own spaces to move into. In other words, people need to be able to afford a place to live.
You know, when you go around and we pitch companies, we talk about the fact that we have a great workforce, right? And then they look at our unemployment number and they go, where am I going to find those people? Or they look at our median household income and they go, wow, that's an expensive place to be. Or we say, we want you to come. And then we look at this and we have, 0.1% vacancy in flex, or, 3.4% in real office, that is obsolete. Or we have retail, again, really historically low numbers for retail vacancies. So we need this more product, right?
Next year, he said, he expects big steps forward to push more development near metro stops, which he said will be the key to Loudoun's economy.
Our metro stops provide the single best opportunity for economic diversity and economic growth going forward. Period. That is where we are going to have to be focused in order to continue to grow our economy. Spending a great deal of time trying to work with the developers to make sure we're creating the kind of locations that fit in with the Board of Supervisors' vision. The board has done an amazing job of setting a vision for what they want at their metro stops. We want unique Loudoun assets. We want things to look like Loudoun County. We want special.
Go to loudounnow.com/Morning Minute to check out the whole story. In other news, it's Election Day today. Virginians are going to be voting for governor, lieutenant governor, attorney general, and the state House of Delegates. Here in Loudoun, we'll also be voting for 5 members of the school board, the Middleburg mayor and 4 town council members, and the Round Hill mayor and 3 town council seats. On the school board, we're voting in the Algonquian, Broad Run, Dulles, Leesburg, and Sterling districts. Follow along at loudounnow.com and our social media for election updates and results. The finalists have been selected and voting is open in the Piedmont Environmental Council's 15th annual photo contest. This year they got more than 700 submissions. PEC staff and local professional photographers winnowed that down to 20 finalists, 5 finalists in 4 categories: beautiful landscapes and streetscapes, native plants and fungi, wonderful wildlife, and the youth category. The finalists have already won a 1-year membership in PEC and will be featured in their upcoming publications. After voting wraps up, the winners in each adult category will get a $100 gift certificate to a local restaurant participating in PEC's Buy Fresh, Buy Local program. The winner of the youth category will get to choose between that or a prepaid Visa card. You can see the photos and vote for your favorites through Sunday, November 16th at pecva.org/photo-vote. The link is in the story on our website. Loudoun United's first playoff run ended in the quarterfinals over the weekend with a 1-0 loss to North Carolina FC. The Red and White played North Carolina for their last regular season game the week before. They lost 1-0 in that game, so the postseason game was a rematch, but unfortunately with the same result. This past weekend, North Carolina, playing on home turf, scored in the first 6 minutes and held on to that lead for the rest of the game. But nonetheless, this was the best year yet for Loudoun United. This was the first year the team made it to the playoffs, and this past season, they beat their regular season win record and their away game record. And students from Leesburg Elementary School won the town of Leesburg's Paint the Plow art contest this year. Paint the Plow is sponsored by the Leesburg Commission on Public Art and the Friends of Leesburg Public Arts. Each year, Leesburg students come up with decorations for snowplow blades. The winners are selected by public voting. This year, Leesburg Elementary won with an Alice in Wonderland theme design. Second place went to Catoctin Elementary School's Catoctin and the Purple Crayon design. And third place went to Naruto, painted by students at Smarts Mill Middle School. All 3 schools get a cash award, and all 3 snowplows will be in Leesburg's Christmas and Holiday Parade in December. And of course, you get to see those designs while they're out and about plowing snow. Get the full story on this and all these stories over at loudounnow.com. On today's Get Out Loudoun calendar, something a little unusual. Did you know we don't just have events in Loudoun County? Open Flow Friday starts at 7 p.m. today at Art Factory in Manassas. It's an open mic night for all types of creatives, whether they're a poet, author, musician, artist, or whatever else. Doors open for sign-ups at 6:45 p.m. Check out the rest of the events calendar at getoutloudon.com. And if you like the Morning Minute, tell all your friends about the podcast to usher in a new age of exponential podcasting growth, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and it'll be waiting for you there every morning. Okay. Have a great day.